Hey guys, I'm here with Jim with Raymarine.
Hi, how are you?
Great, great. Jim, tell us about Raymarine. I know that's a big name, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have some cool stuff that relates to technology and safety, and I'd like you to just kind of walk us through your product line and show our viewers what you got.
Sure can, yeah. So Raymarine, we are a brand of Teledyne FLIR. I know you were talking to Tom just a moment ago and
Yes.
saw the FLIR side of the house.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
So Raymarine is a full line manufacturer of navigation equipment. So we have everything from GPS and chart plotter displays
Okay.
to radar, sonar,
Okay.
autopilots, GPS systems, all of the interconnecting networking behind it.
Okay.
We can also integrate with lots of third-party systems on board the boat too. So things like your engine displays, things like the electrical controls on board the boat. We have systems for digital switching, which we'll show you in a little bit.
Okay.
That can do some really things for controlling lighting and controlling HVAC and machinery and everything else.
How about the fishing crowd? Do you have those guys covered too?
We sure do, yeah. We have both down-looking and side vision sonar, 3D sonar. So we make the sensors, we make the underwater transducers that go on the hulls. One of the things that Raymarine kind of prides itself in is we kind of make it all stem to stern. So
Nice.
if you're outfitting a boat and looking for the latest and greatest gear, we can come in and provide a full solution that's designed from the get-go all to work together.
Nice. So you have all of that stuff, but you're telling me you also play nicely. If we have some stuff on our boat that's
do.
still relevant, but not necessarily outdated, we can interface that with some of your new stuff.
You sure can, yeah. So we support all of the industry standard protocols. So the most common one out there is called NMEA 2000. NMEA is the National Marine Electronics Association, and that's a standard that allows third-party devices to communicate with one another.
Okay.
So all the Raymarine gear is all NMEA 2000 certified or compliant, so it makes it very easy to mix different brands of electronics together if you want to do that.
Nice.
We also support a lot of legacy systems as well. So older boats might have NMEA 0183 equipment in it, and that goes back 25, almost 30 years.
Really?
But that can be tied into our Axiom XL and Axiom Pro systems. We
That's
still
C-Talk? Is
support
there
that.
something to C-Talk?
Yeah, so C-Talk is a protocol that is unique to Raymarine products,
Okay.
but that is another one that goes back quite far, and we have the ability still to communicate with that too. So
Okay, cool.
you'll see a lot of C-Talk, especially on board sailboats.
Okay.
They use it to link together like their depth and speed and wind instruments and tie it into their navigation and autopilot. But you will see it on some fishing boats and power boats as well.
Cool. Well, show us some of these toys here. Let's go through and
So this is a good example of a Raymarine chart plotter or multifunction display. So at its base level, it is a GPS and chart plotter with a touchscreen display.
Okay.
This particular one we're looking at is a 16-inch, but we actually offer them from 7 inches all the way up to 24 inches.
Wow.
So we have one just to fit just about every size of boat. Let's start with the basics. So
Sure.
this is your GPS and chart plotter system. We can run a wide array of charts, and this is actually working on a lighthouse chart. So lighthouse charts are a Raymarine product. We actually developed this cartography in-house, but we also work with Navionics.
Okay.
We work with CMAP.
Okay.
For the fishing crowd, we work with Florida Marine Tracks, Seymour, Standard Mapping. So there's a huge number of kind of mainstream and real niche-y specialty charts that can run on a Raymarine system.
now, can you overlay those, or are you pick which ones?
So you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want to see and which windows they present.
Okay.
But you can use more than one type of chart simultaneously.
Okay.
So, for example, maybe for navigation, you want just a very basic,
Yeah.
certified navigation picture, but you want to have maybe some high resolution 3D bathymetric data showing in an adjacent window for fishing.
All right.
You can do that. So you could run, lighthouse in one window, and you could run Seymour mapping in the other window.
Nice.
And it all syncs up together. It does some cool things like when you change the range on one, they can change together so that they always stay sync and locked together, and it makes it easy to compare your charts back and forth.
Cool. What's this guy here? This has got a screen on it, but what is that?
Yeah, this is an AIS transceiver. This particular model is an AIS 4000, so it's an AIS with a screen. We also make black box versions of AIS as well. So what AIS is...
Yeah, tell us about AIS.
Automatic Identification System. It is basically a transceiver system that sends your boat's identity, your course, your speed, and then other details about your voyage, broadcast it out over the air, and you'll show up on the radar or charting system or AIS receivers of other vessels. So it gives you not only identification, but also collision avoidance information. So
this is big if you're out there and maybe you're new or you're not completely paying attention. You may have a big boat that's coming toward you with a really qualified captain that's going to have the information to reach out to you before you guys meet in a corner or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what's really nice about AIS is you can see who's coming around the bend. You can see their name, you can see their radio call sign. So when you pick up your VHF, you're much more likely to get an answer if you call them by name.
You bet. Yeah. If you know who they are, they're going to much likelier answer you back.
Yeah.
Or they're going to be able to get you better if you're listening to your radio. If they're calling your name, you're going to hear that better too.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the other thing too that a lot of the modern VHFs have, and I don't have one on display here, but our radios have it too, is they have that, it's called digital selective calling. So when you register or set up a new radio and you get something called an MMSI number, Maritime Mobile Service Identity, it's essentially like a phone number for your VHF. And so you can use it to make a very specific radio call to another vessel if you know their MMSI. MMSI is one of the things that comes across in that AIS broadcast. So if there's a ship out there, you want to communicate with them specifically, you can key that MMSI number into your radio, make a ship-to-ship call, and it'll actually ring on the other end. And so they know that someone is trying to radio them specifically.
Very cool. And the VHFs have that as well?
VHFs have that as well.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, so these systems are super flexible. So this is the home screen, and all these apps are configurable to kind of lay it out however you use your boat. But for this example, we've got charting, we've got 3D sonar, radar, we have a dashboard application. The dashboard we use for showing a lot of just data, whether it's from third-party systems like engines or generators, but it could be even basic things like the depth, it could be the water temperature, kind of whatever you want to see. You can build these panels of information and show it just the way that you want to see it. You can have multiple panels stacked together. Here's an example of some Fisher Panda generators with their status information, and this would be coming across the NMEA 2000 network. So
that looks like a cruise ship, man.
It's a lot of capability.
That's a lot of information that's right there on your screen.
Yep, and
Very
we
cool.
can do that on large or small vessels. We got something for everybody.
Cool. Okay, and then what is this box? Is that a hub?
This is a hub, or it's a network switch.
Okay.
So if you have more than one display or you have more than one accessory on board, we use a gigabit speed Ethernet backbone to link them together so that they can share things back and forth. So you have more than one screen, they can all see your charts, they can all see your radar, they can all see your FLIR camera. So you don't have to...
different stations, we can broadcast that information wherever we
want.
want.
You can see it wherever you want it.
Very cool.
It makes for a very flexible installation. We also offer marine cameras in various configurations. So again, you look at the FLIR, the big camera on top of the boat kind of for looking out. But depending on the size of your vessel and what you got for gear, sometimes it's nice to be able to look in at your boat as well.
Engine room camera.
Engine room cameras, and this is a neat example of that. This is also made by FLIR, but this is called an MTMS. It's a maritime thermal monitoring system. It's designed to go in an engine compartment.
Really?
And what this FLIR camera does is at short ranges, it looks at the scene in front of it, and it can measure individual temperatures for every single pixel in its display. So imagine you have a boat that has a big diesel down there. We can look down the side of that diesel across every cylinder head. We can look at the jacket water coming in to cool it. And we can set alarms based on what are acceptable or unacceptable temperatures on that engine. When that camera sees something go out of tolerance, you're going to get a pop-up alert that,
that's
cylinder
really
number 8
good information.
has high temperature or low temperature.
So we're going to catch problems hopefully before we have
before
catastrophic
they're
failures.
catastrophic. Exactly.
Because that stuff happens fast, and I was going to ask you, and you already hit it. It's going to send us a notification.
It will. Yes.
Because different people watch gauges at different intensities, but information is good. Pop-up information is better. I really like that.
So it sits on the network, it sits on the Ethernet backbone, and in a moment here it'll wake the camera up. There we go. So here's an example of it, kind of similar to what Tom showed you on the other side. This camera has that multispectral technology, so you can notice how it can read your name tag.
Yeah.
There's two cameras in here. There is a thermal camera on the bottom, and then a small visible camera on the top, and then this other window is actually an LED light. So if this were in a completely dark engine room and you wanted to take a look with the visible camera to see what was going on, from the screen here we can actually turn the light on, and take a look at it. Just pull the menu down. So here's that combined view. Here's thermal only. And then there's the view off
Very
the visible.
cool. So it's a
visible camera.
2-in-1 camera. We can
2-in-1.
see. I love that. I really like that. I mean, that's a big deal. You hit the nail on the head as heat is the first indication
Of something going wrong.
of something not right.
Yeah, yep. Whether it's too hot or too cold, it can be catastrophic either way. And
Sure.
obviously, engines are very expensive. So
Yeah.
it's a small investment to have some
Absolutely.
peace of mind.
Yeah, with a triggering device that immediately lets you know. Very cool. Okay, and this last thing here.
Yeah, so this is actually a keypad controller. We call it an RMK10. So obviously the big trend in marine electronics is touch displays.
Correct.
Just even outside of marine electronics, right? In your car, in your
Everything.
home, on your tablet, everything's a touch screen. But in the boating environment, there are times when a touch screen is probably not the ideal tool for the job. When it's rough, when it's extremely wet, you're in foul weather and the rain's coming down or spray. So this allows you to add some positive controls that are completely weatherproof, completely immune to shock, vibration. So this keypad can be installed also where it is closest to your arm.
Yeah.
So you might have screens that are up on an overhead or somewhere that they're just too far to reach to, so you can bring the controls to you.
I hear people all the time say, give me my buttons back, so this is it.
And here they are. And this works with any of our screens, so from the smallest 7-inch to the largest 24-inch, it's just an add-on accessory. It's even flexible. We're showing it here with a landscape keypad, but you can turn it 90 degrees, and there's actually an alternate set of buttons that turns all the all the print the other way. So if it fits better in a narrow position, you can put it there.
Very cool.
Yeah. This is a card reader that just goes along with the system. The card reader is used to introduce maps, to put software updates into it. So every one of our systems either has a card reader included, or it may have a card slot built onto the unit somewhere. These ones being all glass, the front is completely sealed, so you have a card reader that you just mount somewhere out of sight.
Well, Jim, I appreciate it. That's great. Thank you for your information.
Thank you.
And Raymarine, I mean, you guys can be found at most all of the retailers, right?
Yep, all the big marine retailers carry us, and of course, if you're looking for more information, raymarine.com has it all.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching our IBEX content. Hey, if you or someone you know hasn't already been approached by SafeWake that does boating safety and technology, please drop us a line below. At SafeWake, we are committed to bringing the latest and greatest boating safety and technology to our audience. Thanks, guys.